Today we are talking about the life of the man, the myth, the legend, The Rock, Hollywood superstar and beefy man himself. But more specifically, what is it like to live in the shoes of The Rock for an entire day? Well, I was going to, as a little bit of an experiment, follow along and do the same thing he does. However, when I started looking into it, I realised how absolutely insane that would be, and no, I ain't doing that, I'm sorry to tell you. But when I tell you exactly what's involved, then you might forgive me for giving this one a miss. Because my sleep schedule does not match with his. Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and I know that The Rock for a lot of people is a role model, an inspiration, and that might be down to his work ethic, his filming and acting, and maybe even his time in the WWE. But I think something about The Rock which people know more about anything else is the fact that this man is very, very well built. He is in prime physical shape. I have no idea how else to explain it to you, and I'm sure that anyone that has even heard of any celebrity will know who The Rock is. So, for someone to stay in such good physical shape, you know that his day is going to be largely involved with working out and staying fit, which is pretty much where our day starts if we were getting up like The Rock does. As a matter of fact, I think the best place to start in trying to understand how The Rock lives day to day is to look at this quote from an Instagram post he made in 2016. No magic formula or secret to success. I'm up at 4 AM daily and putting in the hard work that I already know my competition is not willing to do. If they're willing to get up at 4, then you bet your ass I'm getting up at 3. And if they're willing to get up at 3 AM, then, well, I'll be getting up at 2:59, because that's just bullshit. I don't pretend to do it, I do it. Daily. It's my anchor, and will always be my edge over my competition. You don't have to wake up at the ass crack of 4 AM dawn to find your anchor. Whatever it is that gives you your edge over everyone around you, then that's what you do. You find it, you apply it, and you protect it. Whether it's your co-workers, teammates, classmates, or business associates, the hashtag anchor philosophy applies to every facet of our lives. Pretty clear and pretty to the point. Basically, if you're The Rock, you wake up at the crack-ass of dawn and pump iron. Although the big difference between me and The Rock, aside from the fact that I'm a twig in comparison, is the fact that by the time he is waking up at 4 AM, I am normally getting back from a night out and passing out in my room. So, you know what, we're living two completely different lives here. I even followed The Rock on Instagram for a time and noted that whilst it was very inspiring, it seemed to get quite repetitive after a while. But then it hit me. That's a good thing. It shows determination, persistence, and discipline. If you want to work towards a goal, you need to make sure that you stick to a routine and just keep at it consistently, and that is exactly what The Rock does. But the key thing in that quote that I gave you was the anchor. Find your anchor, whatever that is. You need an anchor to ground yourself, to do it day in, day out. And for The Rock, that is exercise. And that's what it means. Find something in life which gives you a grounding mechanism, to give your life structure. For The Rock, it's working out, particularly after hours so he can recalibrate from a busy and stressful day. And yes, I know this sounds incredibly weird coming from some guy on the internet who sits in front of a computer all day and barely touches a gym, but the same principle still applies, even if I'm not doing what The Rock does. You know, any form of exercise in the slightest. Alrighty, so now we know his frame of mind and the fact he gets up at 4 AM, what does he do? What does The Rock do? He wakes up bright and early before the sun gets up. He gets himself a coffee, and then at 4:30 in the morning, he goes straight into a home gym and starts doing some cardio. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tank, doesn't cardio ruin your gains? Well, I ain't no bodybuilder, and if The Rock's doing it, then I'm pretty sure that he's on the money. First thing he does is cardio, be it going for a run or perhaps using the elliptical cross trainer for about 30 to 50 minutes, and after the cardio, he goes for some breakfast. Diet-wise, I generally eat 5 meals a day. I'm very prepared and organised, and everything is planned out in advance. It's all measured, and depending on what I'm training to achieve, usually I start off my day with some dead cow and oatmeal for breakfast. The other staples in my diet include chicken, steak fillets, egg whites, oatmeal, broccoli, halibut, rice, asparagus, baked potato, leafy salads, peppers, mushrooms and onions, and then also some casein protein. The meal plan is strict. The diet is strict. You know for a fact that if this guy is having 5 to 7 meals a day, that he's going to have one of the best nutritionists out there to make sure that he is getting everything he needs to stay in top physical performance. After breakfast, The Rock would then go to the gym for an hour to do his strength and conditioning training for, well, just that hour. Only after all of this is he then ready to start his day and go film whatever it is he's filming. And you know that if he does this on the daily, his calendar must be absolutely stacked out. I mean, who doesn't want to work with The Rock? Yeah, he has a plan, and he doesn't dawdle or idle chatter. He goes in, he does his training, and he gets out again. He's a busy man. And, you know, that's the way that I hope everyone is in the gym. I mean, I know when I've been sometimes where you go to the gym and there's always that one guy that always wanders around trying to talk to people, and I'm just like, dude, just leave me alone. I'm just trying to work here. I do not want to spend my day talking to you in this gym, alright? Just sat here in my gym shorts trying to, I don't know, do whatever, and nah man, that ain't it. So my takeaway from this is that by the time I've woken up, The Rock has already done 2 exercise sessions. Pretty mental, but okay. I love putting in that hard work as early as possible to get my day started off on the right foot, mentally and physically. The only thing that's regimented is I have to wake up before the sun gets up, and I have my 2 hours alone when no one else is up and the house is quiet. I often sacrifice 2 hours of sleep just so I can have the quiet 2 hours that I need before the whole house wakes up, including the animals. This is the anchor. This is the drive he uses to basically start his day every day on the right footing. This is the drive. This is the power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Sorry, falsive habit. But as a famous actor, he would often be travelling around the world, filming at different various locations. So what happens if he can't go to his home gym or go to the gym he normally goes to when he works out? Well, for The Rock, exercise always comes first. And he has something called the Iron Paradise, a portable gym of about £45,000 worth of gym equipment that comes with The Rock and is assembled by his crew, so no matter where he is around the world filming, he can always go to the gym. That is pretty impressive, and for me, I always find that barely getting a yoga mat out the cupboard is the hardest thing I've done all year. But for The Rock, he does it every day, gets up and just does it. I need to find my local Iron Paradise. This working out every day is my anchor. Life is so crazy and busy for me, and for you guys too. Like, we're on this treadmill that just doesn't stop and continues to go. So, I do need working out to anchor my day. It helps me balance myself. And yes, whilst he says that he does occasionally take breaks, particularly when he's finished a project, he does this every single day, without fail. But as anyone that works out knows, is that yes, whilst you can eat healthily and have a good diet, you're not going to be able to do that every single day. People need the chance to, have a bit of a cheat day. Everyone needs a cheat day, including The Rock. And I think this is what most people know The Rock for, particularly if they go onto Instagram. They will know that the cheat days that The Rock has are pretty epic in comparison to most people. And, well, Sundays is his cheat day, and just for some of the more epic ones he's ever had, let me go through a few with you. Some of his most epic cheat days are shown on his Instagram account, where he would often gorge on huge meals, such as pancakes and ice cream, burgers with fries, to massive plates of sushi, cookies, cheesecake, pizza, glazed buns, brownies, and the list goes on. You might think this sounds like a great diet to go on, but you can't just do the cheat day. To do this, you need to do the previous 6 days of hard regimented dieting and exercise. Put it this way, if you don't do that, you ain't gonna look like The Rock after having this cheat day. And yeah, that's pretty much what The Rock does in his day-to-day, how he works his week, and what his diet is like compared with his exercise routines. Like I said, I would have loved to have done this myself, but I don't think The Rock also does his, what's the word? Binge drinking? Alcoholism? Yeah, that's just, it ain't gonna work for us, I'm afraid. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you'd like me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. Those cheat days look absolutely insane, and yes, I know that this is very counterproductive because you would have assumed that after looking at a video about The Rock and seeing how well disciplined he is, that it might have inspired me to maybe try do something similar. No, instead I just decided to try and Google the recipe for some of the massive cheat days he actually has, so didn't really do the trick there, I'm afraid. Maybe it did for you, but for me, I'd rather take a big stack of pancakes any day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.